Imagine this. You sit down to do something important, write the report, study for the exam, go to the gym, start the business. You know it'll improve your life. But instead, you check one notification, then another. You watch one video, then suddenly it's an hour later. Here's the strange part. Your brain isn't lazy. It's doing exactly what it evolved to do. And once you understand that, you can actually use your own psychology against itself. The ancient brain living in a modern world. For almost all of human history, humans never had to force themselves to work on spreadsheets, write essays, or study for 6 straight hours. Our ancestors faced completely different challenges. Find food, avoid predators, stay with the tribe, save energy whenever possible, and that last one is incredibly important. According to evolutionary psychologists, the human brain evolved to conserve energy whenever it could. Calories were precious. Wasting effort on unnecessary tasks could literally mean starvation. So your brain developed a simple rule. If something is hard and there's no immediate reward, don't do it. Thousands of years later, the predators disappeared, but your brain never updated its software. Now the berries are social media. The easy calories are endless entertainment. And the hard work that actually improves your future? Your brain treats it like an unnecessary energy expense. But here's what's fascinating. That means procrastination isn't a character flaw. It's an outdated survival instinct. And if it's an instinct, it can be hacked. Trick number 1. Shrink the mountain. Imagine someone tells you to climb Mount Everest. You'd probably quit before taking the first step. Now imagine they say, just put on your shoes. Easy. Psychologists call this reducing activation energy. Your brain doesn't fear the work. It fears getting started. Researchers have repeatedly found that people dramatically overestimate how painful difficult tasks will feel before beginning them. The first minute is often the hardest. So instead of telling yourself, I'm going to study for 3 hours, tell yourself, I'm going to open the notebook. That's it. Once you're moving, momentum begins working in your favor. Objects in motion stay in motion. And, surprisingly, so do humans. Trick number 2. Make quitting harder than starting. Think about your phone. It's designed so every distraction is only one tap away. Your environment is constantly making the wrong choice easier. Behavior scientist Kurt Lewin argued decades ago that behavior depends not only on motivation, but also on friction. Tiny obstacles change everything. If cookies are across the room, people eat fewer cookies. If your phone is in another room, you check it dramatically less. If your running shoes are already by the door, you're far more likely to exercise. Willpower matters, but environment often matters more. Don't rely on discipline. Engineer your surroundings. Trick number 3. Stop chasing motivation. Here's one of the biggest myths on the internet. Successful people feel motivated. They don't. Not most days. Motivation is an emotion, and emotions are temporary. Action comes first. Motivation often comes second. Neuroscientists have found that completing even tiny tasks creates small reward signals in the brain that encourage continued effort. In other words, you don't work because you're motivated. You become motivated because you started working. It's backwards from what most people believe. Trick number 4. Future you is a stranger. Imagine someone asks you to save money. For a stranger you'll never meet. You probably wouldn't care very much. But brain imaging studies suggest something remarkable. Many people literally process their future selves similarly to strangers. That's why staying up until 3 a.m. feels fine. Tomorrow's version of you pays the price, not today's. One powerful trick is to make your future self feel real. Picture them. Write them a letter. Imagine waking up 1 year from now after keeping today's promises. The more connected you feel to that future version, the easier today's sacrifices become. Trick number 5. Reward progress, not perfection. Most people celebrate finishing. Your brain needs rewards long before that. Video games understand this perfectly. They don't wait until the final level to reward you. They give points, achievements, unlocks, constant progress. Your brain loves visible improvement, so create your own progress system. Check boxes, habit trackers, chains of consecutive days, tiny celebrations. The goal isn't to fool yourself, it's to give your brain the feedback it naturally responds to. Trick number 6. Become the kind of person who, instead of saying, I need to exercise, Say, I'm becoming someone who never skips workouts. Instead of, I need to read. Think, I'm the type of person who reads every day. Psychologists call this identity-based behavior. People naturally try to stay consistent with who they believe they are. Every action becomes evidence. Every repetition strengthens the identity. Eventually, doing the hard thing stops feeling like effort. It simply becomes who you are. The biggest secret. Here's the surprising truth. Your brain isn't your enemy. It's ancient. It's trying to protect you using rules that worked for tens of thousands of years. The problem is, the modern world rewards behaviors our ancestors never needed. Delayed gratification, deep focus, long-term planning. Your brain wasn't built for these, but it can learn them. Not through punishment, not through endless motivation, but through smart design, tiny starts, better environments, clear identities, visible progress. The people who seem incredibly disciplined aren't necessarily stronger than everyone else. More often, they've simply stopped fighting their brains. They've learned to work with them. And maybe that's the biggest trick of all. The next time you catch yourself avoiding something difficult, don't ask, what's wrong with me? Ask instead, how can I make the first step so small that my ancient brain can't say no? That tiny question may end up changing far more than your productivity. It could change the direction of your entire life.